All right, guys. So I'm going to show you a little bit how to work Scratch here. This is going to be our first assignment. You can find it under Scratch resources on Haiku. So basically, we're going to be drawing some shapes, kind of similar to what you did in code.org. Here are the notes. Feel free to skip through as you feel you need to. We're basically going to be looking at three things. The first one's events, which is how you start your program. More specifically, when the green flag is clicked, that's one way to start your program. And when space is clicked, or when T is clicked, or when any of your keys are typed, that's a second way you can start your program. The second thing is pen, which you're going to be using for drawing. Clear will clear your entire canvas. Pen up and pen down, lift the pen up and down from the paper, so you'll be able to either draw or not be drawing when your cat is moving around the screen. These all change the pen color, and this will adjust the pen width. And then lastly, control. That's where you'll find the repeat loops, kind of similar to code.org. You can also pause your program for a second. Maybe if you want to draw multiple shapes in one shot, you can pause for a second while it draws the one, waits for a second, and then clears it after you can see it for a second or two. And then probably most of these we'll get to in a later program. More blocks. We might talk about this a little bit, but this is probably a little later on in the year, but I'll give you an example in the video anyway. So this is Scratch. You can go ahead, probably create an account if you don't have one from an earlier year. Go ahead, follow the steps. There's 5 steps down here. You should be able to figure it out. If you have trouble, let me know or ask one of your neighbors. So once you just click on create up top there, once you've made your account, and this will bring you to kind of where your canvas is, and you write your programs. So the first thing is starting the program out, which we'll start off with when the green flag is clicked. So we'll just click this, and that'll run whatever code we have underneath here. So let's start off. We want to draw these shapes. So maybe I'll do a square because that's not on here. So if we wanted to draw a square, first thing we'd want to do is maybe put the pen down on the paper. And then motion, we want to move forward, let's say maybe 100 steps. Turn 90 degrees because we're talking about a square. And then we're going to want to repeat that 2, 3, 4 times for 4 sides. So if we click that, it goes ahead, does that really quick. If you want to be able to see the intermediate steps here, we could put these weight in between, so I can move him over here. So it'll draw it a little bit slower for you if you want to be able to see the process, so it's not too quick. Now, this is kind of inefficient in terms of writing a program. So similar to what we did in code.org, it's a lot quicker, easier, more condensed code if we put a repeat 4 times in there. So now that will repeat 4 times, and we have a lot less code we're worried about here. Other things from pen, it might not be a bad idea to make a clear button. So again, maybe we could use like when C is pressed, we can clear the screen. So if I just click C on my keyboard here, that'll clear the entire screen. It also might not be a bad idea to send the cat back to the center of the screen. So maybe 0, 0. So then when I press C here, that'll send him back to the center of the screen. You could also, depending on what shapes you're drawing, the cat will be facing in all different directions. So you could also face him back, let's just say, so he's not facing the to the right here. You could also face him back to the right here. That way, when you reset him, he's back in the position he needs to be. So that's drawing a square with the flag. What you might want to do is you can use when this won't move without that down there. So like when S is pressed, now when you click S, that'll draw the square for you. So that's another way. You could use S for square, T for triangle, O for octagon, and as you go down the list, use this way. Then maybe the last thing that I can show you to help you out is the more blocks thing. You don't need to use this for now, but it's not a bad idea. It's kind of down the road, it's going to help us a lot. But you can create a block. So we'll call it like maybe square, I think would be good. And you can add an input. So this is a number input, and we'll just call this like side length. And that creates this block for us. And now we can put this code underneath this block. And instead of moving 100 steps, we want it to be like a more generic side length. So now when we use this piece here, this will draw a square for us, but we can either make it maybe side length 50. So I'll hit C clear and S to draw a square of side length 50. If we change this to 150 now, that'll draw one side length 150. You can do 125. So I think that should give you an idea as you go through and do all these shapes. I think you should be good through these. When you get the spiral, you're going to need to use a counter. You can ask me on how to do that. These, I'll let you guys mess with a little bit, but work together. Ask me if you need it, and that should get you started.